Hello, everybody, and welcome to the December 2nd Trips and Traps. I'm Andy Serling, joined by Donovan.
And we'll have 6 races to bring you this week. Still some turf we want to discuss, but 3 races in the first segment, 3 races in the second segment. So let's get started with this past Wednesday, November 24th, the first race. Taking a look at 2 horses in this race trained by Rodrigo Obio.
Yeah, it's a contrast in running styles on these 2 horses. The first one, of course, is My Sire's Fire, who we're going to show some head on. Milan Studer's having trouble with this horse early. The second one is the eventual third-place finisher, My Sire's Fire. Now, Team Plan. My Sire's Fire, the 5, sort of helped set the table for Team Plan. Team Plan ends up running well at the end. And while the dynamics help Team Plan, here's Team Plan settling back, but here's My Sire's Fire sort of rankly going to the lead. And My Sire's Fire is coming off a long layoff. Team Plan's rider is sort of, I thought, got a little too cute in the stretch in sort of setting the horse to the rail and then having to angle out in the stretch, where perhaps if he had just stayed towards the outside, he might have run the whole field down. Yeah,
I agree with you. We'll see right here the pace being set up for a horse to come from off of it with the leader, the number 6 horse. And this is Salty Little Sis, who's the 3-5 favorite. It'll go wire to wire in here, but the horse pressing outside is My Sire's Fire, and we'll see shortly Team Plan come into the picture here. And Team Plan's in a spot, when he gets into the picture here, you'd almost rather the rider stay where he is and try to do something that he shouldn't be doing.
Right, here he's coming off the rail and back. Now you've got My Sire's Fire still in front, getting ready to quit after the taxing trip. Team Plan taking advantage of it. Just pointing out, the horse in third, Mississippi 2. I wouldn't say Salty Little Sis went wire to wire, because Mississippi 2 sticks his head or her head in front briefly. I'll never bet her after this hang job in here. But here's what we're talking about back here with Team Plan. The rider's now going inside, and he's hitting right-handed. It just seemed a little overly cute, because now he has to sort of angle the horse out. And I don't think he loses that much of the fluidity of the motion, but on the other hand, what if he was just sort of staying on the outside and not going in and going out? Here's the start. We want to show you how rank My Sire's Fire is, and the problems that Milan Studer has with this horse in the early running of the race.
Very tough time controlling this 3-year-old filly who had been out for 13 months, so coming back off the layoff here, a very tough time. You see My Sire's Fire kind of weaving in and out, and Milan Studer's able to get her under control briefly here for a little while, but as they get closer to the far turn, you see right here, she drifts out again, has a lot of trouble controlling any kind of motion she makes on the horse seems to overreact a little bit, and you see she's got her left foot way up in the stirrup, the right foot way down, so she's having a tough time trying to get this one controlled.
Yeah. Now, Tom Durkin, in calling the race, thought that perhaps My Sire's Fire had some equipment problems. And Tom, obviously, is an astute race watcher. He could be right about that. We didn't specifically see, and we watched anything going on there. I think that My Sire's Fire is the kind of horse coming next time out, maybe in a more speed-friendly situation. Could be dangerous because the horse did show promise and perhaps was just a little bit rank off the long layoff. Team Plan's going to need a good setup, but with the right setup, I think could win.
All right, we'll take a look at another race from the 24th, a grass race. This is race number 4, Maiden special weight here, 2-year-old fillies. Yeah,
we're going to look at a couple first-time stars. There are a lot of first-time stars in this race. And listen, these are horses, if they run again, they're going to be running. We need the race to start here. Oh, I have to circle. We're going to watch the 1 and 4, I apologize, when they come out of the gate here, because the 4 gift list will stumble right there after the start, and I believe obviously intimidates Night Drive, a classic example of herding where there's no contact, but another horse is intimidated by another. This sort of eliminates both horses, and they drift well out of the race. We don't need to show you this whole race, so we're going to pick the race up again. Now, gift list is all the way in the back as we head the far turn. Night Drive is all the way out of it. I don't know if Night Drive can do any running. This was a horse that was eliminated at the start. If you want to play it, you want to give another chance, fine, you can throw out this race. I thought Gift List, and I think Eric agrees, as you see them in the stretch, and we'll pick them up again and point them out because we had the top of the stretch, was really miserable being inside.
I agree. Right here, after the trouble at the start, kind of works out a good trip for the most point, saving ground, but, it all kind of depends with these young horses, how they react to being inside, and we'll see Gift List, who gets steadied a couple times down inside, has, plenty of room here, but, like you said right there, the head's turned around and just doesn't really appreciate being down in there with horses.
Yeah, the way this horse is turning its head in here, it just really feels like, she's not turning her head, and you see her right there for no reason. And maybe it's being down inside, and that's something we talk about a lot. I know some people disagree and think the shortest route to the winner's circle is always going the inside. This is something while that may be true in theory, it just doesn't work that way. A lot of horses don't want to rally inside. I think if Gift List perhaps shows up in Florida in a maiden turf race for trainer Shug McGay, I'd be willing to give this horse a chance. A big price, and this trouble doesn't show up.
No, it won't show up, and most likely she'll be a decent enough price next time out as well. I mean, you got to see who's going to be in a race like that. You know, it depends how tough it comes up, but I would certainly think that she'll be a fair enough price to play back. One more race in this first segment. We'll fast forward to Friday. Take a look at race number 4. Number 1, That a Girl has some trouble stumbling at the start and really never gets in a good spot from there.
Yeah, we'll pick it up. Breaks a skip slowly there, and you can see she stumbles a little bit. Eric and I have a generally different opinion of this race, and Eric thinks that this horse ran better with the trouble, and clearly she had some trouble. My opinion was the race just fell apart behind the winner.
The race kind of did fall apart, but taking the context that a girl, her last 3 races, she'd been up on the lead. She'd kind of had the looks of maybe a one-dimensional horse where she needs the lead to win. But, you know, right here she's sitting third toward the inside and going to be in some traffic there, have to steady out, and is going to lose a lot of position as they move into the turn. Okay, that a girl now back to 5th and, you know, going to lose another spot as well. He didn't lose that much lengthwise, maybe 2-3 lengths, but you give up about 3 spots of position there for a horse that, you know, has done all her running on the front end. I thought she'd probably be done from this point on and would never, you know, make any kind of run, but she does manage to get back into it coming off the turn.
It was also interesting. This was the first dry track race, I believe, for That a Girl, who had run her first 2 starts, maybe even at Saratoga, both in sloppy, muddy tracks, and then run the turf a couple of times. And certainly, That a Girl did improve when she got to the dry track. And I hear what Eric's saying, and she gets a little out of position there. I just feel from a dynamic standpoint, the way it was run for the eventual second and third finishers here, it worked in their favor. That a Girl's a little bit green there, ducking in. The horse that really ran poorly was Beautiful Nightmare. The 4th place finisher had that absolutely perfect trip and couldn't hold for second there. I don't know. It's up to you if you want to take these horses down the road.
Yeah, I actually thought that the 3-horse third row center comes out a little bit on That a Girl in the stretch. So, you know, I think next time out, you know, this is a maiden 50,000, depending on the spot, depending on who else is up against her. You know, she's a horse that I think you're going to have to take a good look at and see, you know, where she fits in the race. Exactly. Not going to say she's definitely going to win, but, you know, I thought this was a good step forward for her.
Yeah, well, we can never say they're definitely going to win. We're just trying to find horses that at least one of us thinks might have run either a lot worse than it appears or a lot better than it appears, and we're trying to do that. And sometimes, look, you're going to fall on your face. It's horse racing, but sometimes in trying to find horses, especially horses like a horse like Gift List that could be a big price next time, we're trying to find reasons to play big-priced horses. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but if their chances are better of winning than their odds, that's how you make money at the racetrack. And one of the ways we can do this show better is if we get help from you. Trips and traps at NYRAInc.com. Send us the emails. We love hearing from you, and thanks for watching.
And come on back for the second.